Hiyo story yenye anasema no, some girls, it's not fully true.
Are you sure?
Those girls were just her friends. They were her buddies.
Are you trying to... Let me
And
not
they used to move around together.
Welcome to the Eagles Nest Mentorship Forum, where we reflect, resolve, and retain that which we hear from the conversation that we are gonna have here. So I believe your marriage will be be inspired, and you'll continue making it work for you, yourselves, and your generations to come. On set, we have great people, but it's important to let you know this is the relationship garage. Basically, whenever you go to a garage, it depends the kind of car you have. So there are some specialists who specialize in Mercedes, There's some who specialize in Toyota. So it depends which garage you go. It depends the kind of your marriage is. So maybe your marriage is a Mercedes-Benz, or maybe your marriage is a Toyota car. But this garage that we are in today takes care of every car. So somehow you'll fit in and bring your car, and you hope your car will be repaired and you'll be back on the road. Karibu sana. And on set, we have an amazing people. These are good friends of mine, and I've known them for quite a while, but they've been introducing themselves. I don't want to be the spoiler here. So, karibuni sana.
Asante.
Kwani unatumia sign language?
No. Let's wait for Madam to say first. Then you also follow.
Okay, sir. My mentor here, so so I'm learning what he says. If I do anything wrong, blame him. But if I do anything right, it's on me. Anyway, guys, karibuni sana. We have been looking forward to have this conversation.
Wow.
And I know at some point when I meet people, I tell people, hey, by the way, there's a conversation coming. And they're like, yeah, tunangoje conversation. So this December is going to be a lit story.
Amen.
Going to be an amazing story. So I'm glad you guys are here. But just before we dive into this conversation, let me just give you a chance, you guys, to introduce yourselves. So I'm here to learn. So we'll introduce him.
Okay. Wow.
Okay.
This is my dear wife.
Okay.
And her name is?
Jane Wanjiro Isiges.
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm Ken Isiges. Yes, and we've been married for how many years, my dear?
20 years.
20? For 20 years.
Yes, 20 good years.
Amazing.
Yes, and I remember that date. It was the 4th of August, the year 2001. The wedding was at 10:30 a.m. wedding.
At Valley.
Yes. Yes, that's who we are.
Yes.
So my wife is a teacher, and I am a minister of the gospel. I'm a pastor, and we are blessed with 2 children.
Yeah.
Yes, Joshua,
And
teenage boy. Joshua is
he's 17.
I thought you got the details.
He's 17. He's going to be 18.
Yes.
I can't wait next month to celebrate.
Okay.
Yeah, and Andia is 15. She's going to be 16 in February.
yeah. So in the house, we've got 3 voters now. At least 2022.
Kwani una plan kuvai kukuwa governor? Amazing. We'll be getting to perhaps just to get to know you guys. 20 years, man. Hey, but now it's important for me to say at this point, actually I'm married as well, to one wife, Fiona Anyonje. One day you'll get to see her, but for today, hii ni story yao, si story yetu. So yeah, so 20 years of doing marriage. But before tuangalie 20 years how it has been, let's go way back. Umesema tilikuwa tarehe ngapi?
4th of August.
4th of August.
Yeah.
2001.
2000. I don't know where I was.
Must have been in school.
I was in school. At least ikwa.
Prema.
You're in primary.
Let me just not say. I will not say. But let's go back. How did you guys meet? How did you guys meet? And we'll be getting just to know how was your dating, that phase of dating, how was it? But let's just how did you guys meet?
So which version? Her version or my version?
We listen to both. I get to know which one is gani ndio ya ukweli.
Let me let her go
Zote
first.
zinakuwaga tu za ukweli, but no, people have different versions. Okay, we met 2000 in 1999.
Wow.
So we've known each other for at least 22 years. Yeah.
Wow.
In Valley Road at that time it was called Nairobi Pentecostal Church.
NPC.
NPC Valley Road. I was in visitation ministry, and I was the leader. And then one day, you know, the way we used to have a monthly fellowship every end of month with Pastor Bando those days. Yeah, we would have our fellowship, and then we'll come together, all the groups, and then we'll give our updates on how it has been. We used to visit a place called Spinal Injury. So on this particular day, then I'm there. And we were in our group, and I was waiting upon the Lord, you know, the spiritual person.
What are you waiting upon? Oh, you're waiting for a spiritual man.
No, I was just waiting for that guy the Lord had put aside for me, the one I waited for. So I was waiting like a good girl that I am. So I waited. So, but then he came. We had this fellowship, so he came in the evening, and he was put in my group. Imagine. Nilikuwa group leader wake.
The ways of the Lord.
Sasa akakuja kwangu. Sasa I'm the one who mentored him, so but do I say the group yangu? And then in the process, I think when he came at a summer story yake, I think we fell in love, and that was God's timing. But there were a few other girls alikuwa na pretend anajisikia nao, some alikuwa nashindwa kama ni mimi, these are the girls and all that, yeah. But
kumbe watumishi wako na watu pia.
Hakuwa mtumishi by the way that time. He wasn't even a pastor. You get the thing? Yeah, he was just a young man. He just used to work in IT. Hakuwa pastor. Hata hizo stories za pastor sijui zilitoka wapi. But eventually we'll tell you what happened. So he just came with quite a number of young people in visitation. So we started going out for visitation, and he just fell in love with the leader, and that's how we met. Yeah, but when he came to my group, bado hakukuwa na hizo spark, lakini as we continued,
yes,
yeah, when he entered, I just knew something is going to happen. Lakini achapatia the version yake.
Wacha tusikie version yako. Hii version yako.
No, the version is true. Yeah, I did join visitation ministry, and as she said, we used to have Friday fellowships. So I distinctly remember going for a Friday fellowship, and the leader of the pastor in charge of the ministry, as she has said, was Reverend Martin Bando. So he's the one who actually put me in her group. But you know, there's no coincidence. I believe it was just God ordained. Oftentimes, as we have related in marriage, I've just come to see how God orders the steps of those who just seek Him. So that it's not about me or her, it's really about God's will being made manifest in our lives. So yeah, I was put in her group, and hiyo story yenye anasema there were some girls, it's not fully true.
Are you sure?
Those girls were just her friends. They were her buddies.
Are you trying to? Let me
and they used to move around together.
Yes.
And so maybe me, I would be more interested in, you know.
He'll pretend that he's not interested in
story yangu. Yes. So I'd be more interested in her, but each time, you know, she would be moving around with one particular friend or two friends, and so on and so forth. And you know, it's not easy as a young man just to go out there and lay your cards on the table, because rejection is a bad thing.
Squeeze it to a character development.
You see? So in order to, you have to carefully move and see what happens. And you know, even if there might have been an indication of interest maybe in somebody else, I may not really remember, but maybe the whole idea was to see how she would react. And maybe I think I got the right reaction.
Wait, whatever never heard this side of the story. So that she can know how, so you can see her reactions. So when I'm Felicia. See the Lord.
I won't mention the name.
Yeah, we're not mentioning names. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. So did sometimes maybe at some point we'll be reflecting also just in our day and time now, but that was back then. There's something about when you were eyeing a girl and she's in a pack of other girls, and sometimes one of the biggest challenge I think, as you're saying, about as a man, is to be able to crack through. So at some point, did you feel that there's someone I want in the group, but the only way out is to scatter them so that you're able to have what you want?
No, well, let me put it like this. I prayed, and in my mind, there were certain qualities that I was looking for in somebody who would eventually be my wife. So I was in prayer, and I was open to what the Lord would reveal or what He'd show me in the different ones who are there. So I remember three, four things. Of course, a beautiful woman, somebody who I would be attracted to, but then also somebody who is serious with the Lord. And by serious, I meant not beyond being born again, which is very important. I was looking for somebody who was serving the Lord, So there was that evidence of, somebody who is born again, but who is committed and shows that commitment by actually being in ministry. Yeah, so those are some of the things that I was looking and praying about. Because one thing that I felt is that as we move forward in life, I was looking for somebody who can submit themselves to God and His Word.
Yes.
Because I was also living a life that was in submission to God and His Word.
Amazing.
So that was something that I felt would bring us together.
Amazing. Were you also praying?
Yeah, I was praying. As he said, I think God orders our steps.
Yes.
Because at some point I thought I was in another relationship. It was good. And then I decided to go back to the drawing board. Kasema tuacha ningoje. When I look back in retrospect, and I know that actually this was meant to be. It wasn't meant to be Paul or Simon or whoever. It was just meant to be him. So I was in a relationship, and then it didn't work out. And then I just told God, I'm waiting upon Him. The same thing He's saying, that He wanted somebody who serves the Lord. For me, I wanted a man who serves the Lord. I didn't just want a guy who is saved. You get it? Because when I was in college, I had backslidden at some point. So I knew guys who are not saved, how they behave and all that. So when he came to church, I just needed somebody who can be saved and also is serving in ministry. I thought that humility to be able to serve God, it's a good thing. You get it? But I was given exceedingly
abundantly above all
and imagined.
That's an amazing, because I think something that you brought out, that aspect of, because the biggest challenge sometimes we see people are waiting for that specific person, but it seems like in your case, it was like God just orchestrating. It wasn't like I'm waiting for that one person, and so every time you are out looking for that one person, and maybe this is the right point to ask this question: is there something like really the one, that one person?
Well, that's an interesting one, Another aspect, if I can just talk about us, or let me say about me, with regard to her. I strongly felt in my heart that, God has created beautiful,
ladies.
I say ladies, but I strongly felt that, beyond maybe some of the fundamentals that are very important. Somebody who's born again, somebody who is serving the Lord, somebody you are attracted to. I strongly felt that as a man, you need to make that choice and take, should I call them steps of faith, or just a step confidently towards what you desire. And one of the scriptures that, interestingly, I applied with regard to that is in the book of Genesis, really, chapter 2, when Adam is naming the animals. So he's in a relationship with God, and things between him and God are right. Because, of course, we know that the fall comes in Genesis chapter 3.
Yes.
So in chapter 2, all is well. And because all is well, God gives him the duty to name the animals. And he names them. And the scripture says, and that which Adam names, that was the name that the animal was given. So that, you see, when you're with God, God gives you the opportunity to take and make decisions that are in concurrence with his will.
Yes.
And so I felt that it is beyond the key things of, one who loves the Lord, one who is serving the Lord, one who you're attracted to. You also need to take a step of faith and make that decision. So if you keep on sitting and waiting and sitting and waiting,
Waiting on the Lord.
I think
you may wait forever.
Yes, the ladies, yeah?
It's the ladies who wait. And also, maybe just to add to what Kenny said, I think also the season, you just know that this is the season. Because there's a season. Sometimes some ladies, the season passes them without realizing. When it is your season for you to get married, there will be many that will come.
Yes.
Gibeonites will come. And non-believers will come, and you just know that is the season, and you need to make sure that you capitalize on the season. And I knew that was the season, so I was waiting upon the Lord, and I knew the Lord will not disappoint me, because as somebody has said, Hebrews 11 verse 1 is my favorite verse. Their faith is the substance of things hoped for. So I knew God, that guy is going to come. Yeah. So even for those ladies, sometimes you've been hurt, you're discouraged, and all that. Just know that it's going to come, and also make sure you sense the season, because sometimes you can fail to sense the season. You look at the person, and when you got married, he wasn't like this. He wasn't where he is.
I have ever seen a photo of him.
So sometimes you can look at a dude and you think, where are we going with this?
Future new era.
You don't know what the Lord can do. I mean, He can take us from very far and bring us to a very good place. So remember the t-shirt you used to wear, you came for visitation.
That t-shirt, nilikuwa naenda Ocha by night bus. Why should I wear a smart casual? I was going to the shamba. It was a nice thick warm t-shirt.
Na t-shirt ingine ilikuwa mbaya.
Lakini when you open a t-shirt on you.
We had visitation dinner. I think we were the only ones supposed to be invited.
Wait, it was a dinner.
No, I was going by night bus that night. That very night I was going up country. See, I told you.
Alikuja na hiyo t-shirt nikasema, tumetoka mbali.
Amazing. So guys, I want us to move this conversation forward.
Yes.
You guys met in 1999. You guys mkaonana na mkaclick.
Yeah.
So maybe just quickly, maybe may not just take much, maybe just quickly to get to here. What was your dating phase like? Because by the time you guys got married, it was 201, eh?
201, yes.
201. So there's like a dating phase there. Maybe what are some of the things when you reflect back right now, or just then when you were in that time, that you can talk about in terms of your dating life? What are some of the highs that you were happy? What are some of the lows during your dating life? And all stuff like that.
You want to go, my dear?
Okay. Our dating lives, I think it was interesting. Yeah. The thing is, we were simple. That is the beauty about it. I mean, you meet this guy and we are both simple. We are both working. But we are not earning as much. I know as guys used to go to Uhuru Park. I know there are ladies who say, I'll be Uhuru Park.
Uhuru Park is a special place.
But we appreciate the county government. They are now refurbishing.
I tell you, if you go with someone you love, it's so romantic.
Yeah.
Remember the boat rides? Yes, we would go there, sit in Uhuru Park with he introduced me to pizza. I never used to eat pizza.
That's a time. This South African company, what it's called? It's called Steers or something.
No, Steers.
That's when Steers
just arrived, actually.
So I even remember pizza was like 300 bob.
Yes.
So after service on Sunday, I would tell her, picnic.
And actually, it was my first time to eat it. I wasn't brought up with pizza.
See, I introduced so many good things in my life.
So we'd go eat pizza in Uhuru Park and sit down and talk. It was so romantic.
Maze ulikuwa babi.
Kwa nini?
Pizza.
Yeah.
Menda pizza na
That was the new thing in Taoban.
That's the new thing.
You have to flow with the times.
Lakini na Fanta.
Anyway.
Haikuwa naenda beyond Fanta. Yeah, so also we'd go to Uhuru Park because it's an open place, as Christians. Yeah, and another thing about us, our friendship, we just stuck. It stuck. The first time we met, we were attracted to each other and we became friends. So we'd go for Keshas together.
By the way.
In Valley Road.
Kesha, we never missed the Kesha.
I tell you.
Yeah.
We would go for Keshas, we would go for Nini, and the whole night we would be there together. And then we would go for meetings together. And then I remember we started going for the premarital classes. And then somebody was I think Maggie Kuch, we went to the same premarital. And she said, I thought you guys were speakers because we came together. I said, what do you mean? Because we were always together. No, she told me that at some point in our life when we met. So we would go places together. That was the beauty about it. It was so clear. We weren't like those couples that wacha kwanza ive ati tuiweke huku chini ya maji.
No. Actually, we were quite open about relationship. We related in the open. We sat together in church. We went for ministry together. We went for the prayer service together. Some of the places we related, actually, we dated almost as part of ministry. Because she said earlier we used to go to the spinal injury hospital, which is just about up the road from Valley Road on Lenana Road. So after service on Sunday, we would walk up there together. And we did a lot of ministry there, praying for the sick, encouraging them, evangelizing. You see, so dating was exciting.
It was exciting.
But on top of that, we also went to some nice restaurants.
Yeah, nice places.
I remember there used
Apart
to
from
be
Uhuru Park.
Green Corner.
Green Corner, we went. Sindio, there used to be Green Corner. And there was this one that was on 20th Century. Some wine bar or something. That's what it was called. Not that we were going for wine, but they had a nice salad.
You went to turn water into wine there?
No.
Actually, I can't remember the name. Just before you enter the movies. There was this place. That we would go. Nice place.
Dating
was very interesting. Was there a time when you're dating, it was like a law for you guys?
Oh, let me tell you about that. Wow. Of course, we of course had ups and downs. One specific incident I'll remember is during our courtship. Is a time I started wondering, because we're from different cultures, and so I started wondering whether this dear lady will follow me wherever I go. Okay,
interesting.
And so. I raised it with her as a conversation, asking her, now, if I decided to go and live up country, would you follow me? And she said something like, I leave my job? Of course not. Can't leave my job. Hey, that brought issues. I think we could have broken up about once or twice.
Because of that?
Because of a couple of things, but
Even
that was one of the things.
The engagement ring.
Yeah, I remember I took it back.
Bring it back. I bought it for you.
But interestingly,
I wasn't going to leave my job.
I think, being a Christian is really good. Because what happened, we agreed to, if I remember correctly, we agreed to pray about the matter, including fasting. So here's the thing. God spoke to me about this issue that was so real in my life. I was so concerned that, we're from different parts of the country. If at some point I go up country, will she follow me there?
Yes.
And so in the midst of that disagreement, in the midst of we have now parted, and I'm praying about it, God gives me this dream. And this was the dream. We were up country, or I was up country, and it's a wedding day. And she is in a wedding dress. She's dressed in white and everything, but she's right outside the gate waiting to enter. But me, I'm inside the house, and I can't find my clothes. I'm not ready. Everybody else is ready, but I'm not ready. I woke up and the message was so clear.
You're the one who's not ready.
The problem is not her.
It is you.
The problem is
This is
me.
where they always say, it is not you, it is I who is the problem.
So nilirudisha tu mkia kwa socket. I went and I apologized. We patched up. That was the end. That was the end of it for me, because it was very clear that God's message was very clear. That, you're the one who's not ready. And the interesting thing is this. In the dream, the wedding was taking place at Shags.
At Shags.
And she was
your Shags. And you're the one who was at it. Amazing. So,
Maybe
please.
just to add to that, I think from me, my thoughts were, he was telling me to leave my job, to go up country and live there.
Ndio lime shamba.
Sasa nilikuwa namwangalia na shindo, sasa tutaenda tulime, jua itatuchapa. And I'm thinking, after a few years, and we are not brought up country, both of us, in Nairobi. Yeah, so I was just wondering, hey, this is not happening. We are still young. We need to take advantage of employment, and everything that is there. But I think, as you said, it was just a test and all that. Yeah, for me, I would, but not now, maybe later. But also, we haven't been brought up there.
Yeah,
amazing.
But sour,
Amazing.
Yeah.
So, to just wrap it up, the dating phase. You guys, part of it, I always hear say you have other what they call spiritual sons and daughters. So that means also you have got a chance just to hear how dating has been in this day and time, in the 21st century, and just be able to reflect on that. So being able to look back and see forward how things are happening, what are some of the things that you can compare between the two and the things that have changed over years and stuff like that during your time and now look at now? Some of things like we're talking about, like I'm just actually learning. Kumbe wanaume bado struggle to propose. Since then, and now it's the same issue.
Of course, there are certain things that are the same.
Yeah, but so what are some things you feel have changed and stuff like that?
Yeah, one thing, life has really changed. Like currently, there's a lot of pressure on materialism.
Yeah.
So you'll find that, how do I put it? You see, the place and role of the lady in society has really changed. Ladies are very affirmed, and you find they've got good jobs. Not that she had a bad job, but it's like as though a couple of years back, the place and role of a man was quite clear, but that place has kind of remained a bit stagnant, whereas the one for the lady has evolved,
progressed.
Yeah. So ladies are very affirmed, quite clear with, issues of success, issues of what they want in life, and maybe the boy child has been left a bit behind, and that has an impact on the relationship. Yeah. Another aspect, of course, I would say is the whole issue of social media. When we were dating, you know what would happen? We would say something like, that clock that's Kencom bus stop.
Yes.
Let's meet on January 9th at 3 p.m.
Yes.
And this is like maybe early December,
Yes.
or mid-December. And you just know January 9th, 3 p.m.
Mtakutana.
Takutana. Yeah. No message, no WhatsApp, These days you check out guys on a date and it's like there are more than two. Because there's always a message coming in, there's always social media.
Wasa kudate lakini kwa simu.
Yeah. When I took her on dates, it was just me and her. And we'd have to talk. And it was, quite intense. And we'd spend a lot of time just talking. And we talked a lot. We talked about, we named our son before we got married.
Yeah.
You guys are
just
married from heaven.
It's just a marriage.
This is a special marriage.
The name,
Yeah.
Joshua and Andia. Yeah, we loved Joshua because of
We were doing a
Joshua
Bible study on Joshua. So Joshua really captured us. We named Joshua way before. So the dates were,
They're just different.
Yeah, they were just different. Now these days, guys go on dates, and it's not the two of you on a date. You're there with your phone and all your friends on social media, on IG.
Dating nowadays is different because of technology. Because again, people are meeting on social media, and maybe you're putting a profile picture and taking a picture of yourself looking so different. Then when somebody meets you, it's just so different. You get it? Yeah. So there's a lot of material. There's a lot of fakeness. You get it? Yeah. Again, nowadays you have to be very careful whom you're dating because the world has really changed. You know, this transgender thing. You never know that you're dating a man. The world has changed. So at this day and age, people need to pray even more than we did.
Yes.
Because the enemy is out there. The enemy is out there to confuse you. People are wearing fake nails. They're wearing fake lashes. Everything is fake. So you don't even know who you're dating.
They are told you fake it until you make it.
Yeah, so they just fake. There's fake everything. And then there's this issue of the ladies are more, they, as a pastor has affirmed, and they are called
the Jamas, eh?
Yeah, and we are reaching a place where they are very much materialistic because they're looking at the men and wondering, what is it that this man can do for me? I mean, they need to be better than I am, but they're not realizing that God is able to do exceedingly abundantly. Because even that job that you have, you can lose it tomorrow, and the guy who didn't have a job can get another one. Then there's this crop of these young dudes who are coming up again. They want again to be kept by women. You know, dating has really changed.
Hao ni wagani hao?
Wako. And I know you know them.
I don't know them. I have not come across.
They are there, you know, and now you don't know. It's such a confused world, and I shudder to imagine what will happen with Joshua and Andy as they grow older. So you need the Lord more, because there's this one now who they're happy being married to a very rich woman and to be house husbands, to drop the kids, come use your car to go and get other girls. You know, it's a different scenario. But even in church, the young man and the young woman, you have to spend time in prayers so that the Lord doesn't give you a counterfeit. Yeah, because there are those who lift their hands up, lead praise and worship, but the next evening they are in the bar. So you have to be alert. Yeah, they have a sort of holiness, but they deny the power they are in. And that is what is happening, because these are the last days.
Wow.
So dating is a bit different.
Different from them.
Challenging.
Very challenging.
This time around you have to be bit more careful.
Yeah, more careful
compared to them.
Yeah.
I think that's just the reality. That's the reality. So it's just a matter of trying to look at the reality and trying to face it. But I think what you said more, praying.
Yes.
I think praying is a very key, because that's where God speaks to us.
Yes.
And God directs. So if you're looking for the one, pray. If you're looking for a husband, a wife, pray.
Pray.
Yeah.
Pray, because when you pray, God reveals. And as I think, as Pasi said at some point, is the one who was not ready, yeah? And then God just speaks. I mean, God just speaks, so God keeps speaking. So you're at that place of dating and something, please just, God will speak to you. Just pray and engage. You said, at that point when you are dating or when he approached you, alikuwa mtu wa IT. Watu wa IT. Alikuwa mse wa IT. And then you guys get married. And then this guy says he's going to do me, as in, because sometimes we tell people, see the future in this person. So when people go bona an IT, whatever, how can I call a CEO IT or as whatever, that kind of, or that world of IT, and then this guy goes, you now get married, and this guy is telling you wants to be a pastor. How was that?
Oh.